If I were in charge of the world, I'd cancel oatmeal, Monday mornings, allergy shots, and also Sarah Steinberg. If I were in charge of the world, there'd be brighter nightlights, healthier hamsters, and basketball baskets 48 inches lower. If I were in charge of the world, you wouldn't have lonely, you wouldn't have clean, you wouldn't have bedtimes or don't punch your sister. You wouldn't even have sisters. If I were in charge of the world, a chocolate sundae with whipped cream and nuts would be a vegetable. All 007 movies would be G. And sometimes a person who forgot to brush and sometimes forgot to flush would still be allowed to be in charge of the world.
15, maybe 16 things to worry about. My pants could maybe fall down when I dive off the diving board. My nails could maybe keep growing and never quit. Miss Burley could ask me to spell words like stomach and special. I could play tag all day and always be it. Jay Spivak, who's 14 feet tall, would want to fight with me. My mom and dad, like Ted's, could want a divorce. Miss Burley, who could ask a question about Afghanistan. Who's Afghanistan? Somebody could want me to ride a horse. Can't do that. My mother could maybe decide I needed more liver. My dad could decide I needed less TV. Miss Burley could say that I have to write script and stop printing. Chris could decide to stop being friends with me. The world could maybe come to an end on next Tuesday. The ceiling would maybe come crashing down on my head. I maybe could run out of things for me to worry about, and then I'd have to do my homework instead.
Stanley the Fierce had a chipped front tooth and clumps of spiky hair, and his hands are curled into two fat fists, and his arms are bulgy and bare, and his smile is a tight little mean little smile, and his eyes give a shivery glare. And I heard that he goes for 17 days without changing his underwear, but I don't think I'll ask him.
Harvey doesn't laugh about how I say short while everybody grows. Harvey remembers I like jelly beans, except black. Harvey lends me shirts I don't have to give back. I'm scared of ghosts, and only Harvey knows. Harvey thinks I will when I say somebody I will marry Mary Rose. Harvey shares his lemonade sip for sip. When he whispers zip when I forget to zip, he swears I don't have funny looking toes. Harvey calls me up when I'm in bed with a sore throat and a runny nose. Harvey says I'm nice, but not too nice. And if there's a train to paradise, I won't go on it unless if Harvey goes. I think I messed up.
I can't get enough of Lizzie Pitofsky. I love her so much that it hurts. I want her so terrible. I'd give her my gerbil plus 22 weeks of desserts. I know it's Lovesky, because Lizzie Pitofsky is turning me into a saint. I smell like a rose. I've stopped picking my nose, and I practically never say ain't. I don't push and shove ski, because Lizzie Pitofsky likes boys who are gentle and kind. I'm not throwing rocks, and I'm changing my socks, and to tell you the truth, I don't mind. Put tacks in my shoes, feed me vinegar juice, and do other mean, bad, awful stuff ski. But promise me this, I won't die without a kiss, ing my glorious Lizzie Pitofsky.
Who's who? Paula's the prettiest, the whole 6th grade agrees. Jean's the genius, that's undeniable. Most popular is Amy, most admired is Louise. But as for me, they say I'm most reliable. Lisa's the best listener, she always lends an ear. And all the boys say Meg's the most desirable. Gwen's the giggliest, but everyone thinks that's dear. Who thinks it's dear to be most reliable? Jody and Rebecca tie for cleverest. Marie's best at sports and also the most perspirable. Kathy's the richest, she's been saving since she's 3. But who'll save me from being most reliable? I'd rather be most mischievous. I'd rather be most deep. I'd rather, and I'll swear this on a Bible, be known as most peculiar. Nothing puts the world to sleep like someone who's known as most reliable.
The birds are still out of town, the branches still bare, the earth is still colored brown. I don't care, I don't care. I can smell the green smell in the air. It comes just before springtime. The wind still bends my head low. Slush sloshes my boots. Everyone's talking more snow. I hear flutes, I hear flutes. It's the music that says, world wake up. It comes just before springtime. The groundhog shadow is long. Bad winter in store. The groundhog legend is wrong. I know more, I know more. There's a sweetness that licks at my mouth, and it tastes not of north but of south. There's a vision that fills up my eyes, with wings making waves in warm skies. There's a softness that writes on my skin, the announcement that spring's coming, earth, bird, tree. I am you, you are me. We are one, we are one, in the gentle moment that comes just before springtime.
My sister Stephanie's in love. I thought she hated boys. My brother had a yard sale and got rid of all his toys. My mother started jogging and my dad shaved off his beard. It's spring and everyone but me is acting really weird.
It's hard to love the tallest girl when you're the shortest guy. Because when you try to look your true love in the eye, you see your belly button.
He worshipped me, he waited for me, he fetched me my golden ball. He told me I was definitely the loveliest princess of all, and when he ate from my golden plate, he practically fainted with joy. He was a very nice frog, and he's a very conceited boy.
And then the prince knelt down and tried to put the glass slipper on Cinderella's foot. I really didn't notice that he had a funny nose, and he certainly looked better dressed up in fancy clothes. He's not nearly as attractive as he seemed the other night, so I think I'll just pretend the glass slipper feels just too tight.
I left the castle of my mer-king father, where seaweed gardens sway in pearly sand. I left behind sweet sisters and kind waters to seek a prince's love upon the land. My tongue was payment for the witch's potion, and never would I sing sea songs again. My tail became 2 human legs to dance on, but I would always dance with blood and pain. I risked more than my life to make him love me, but he preferred another for his bride. I always hate the ending of this story. They lived together happily, I died. I have some advice for modern mermaids who wish to save great sorrow and travail. Don't give up who you are for love of princes. He might have liked me better with my tail.
Down in the courtyard, beneath my high window, victor of wizards and hazards and mazes, beautiful, proud, on your horse, you are calling my name. Often I dreamed, as I sat by my window, dreamed of the prince and the horse and the journey. Gray day and gray day dissolved, but my prince never came. Often I dreamed, but the brambles grew thicker, until I became an old princess, accustomed to daydreams, the safety of towers, this room and this chair. And now you're calling beneath my high window, victor of wizards and hazards and mazes, beautiful, proud, how you shine in these shadows. No, my prince, no, my dear, I will not let my hair down.
They tell me that I talk too much. I'm trying not to talk too much, but oh, it's hard to take time out when there's so much to talk about. How long it took to pull my tooth, how hard it is to tell the truth. My steel is not as nice as trees. My Brian has such scabby knees. Well, since I saw it in Williamsburg, the definition of an erg. My roller skates are not my style. 6 reasons goldfish never smile. How come I'd rather freeze than roast? And 10 things that I love the most. The mustache on my father's face, fire in the fireplace. Any book by Judy Blume, never cleaning up my room. Every single Valentine sent to me by Chris Romine, drummers in a marching band, fairy rides, the Redskins, poems, and talking.
No, I refuse to. No, I don't choose to. No, I most certainly don't. You've made a mistake if you thought you could make me. No, 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 I won't. No, you could beat me. No, you could eat me up from my head to my toes. And inside your belly, loudly and yelly, I'd keep saying, nose. No, you could sock me, feed me some broccoli, tickle me till I turned blue. In between giggles and sniggles and wriggles, I'd say no to you. No, you could tease me, pretty please me. Cry till your eyes washed away. You could beg till you're old, but I'd look at you cold, and no is what I'd say. No, you could shove me, no, you could love me,
with kisses all squishy and wet. Know you could scratch me, but I'd say no because I forgot.
I stood on the stage and they gave me a medal for being the best of the bunch. Then Ricky, Geese, and Maria came by and ate it up for lunch, with mustard, a pickle, and 2 slices of rye, and a very nasty crunch. I stood on the stage and they gave me a trophy for being the top of the heap. I waited for cheers, but the audience had fallen fast asleep, except for Joshua, who yelled, "No trophies for that creep!" I stood on the stage and they gave me a plaque for being the star of the show. It weighed 100 pounds. Max Goldfarb dropped it on my toe. And the next time someone calls my name and wants me to stand on the stage and get some prizes, I'll still go.
Mother doesn't want a dog. Mother says they smell and never sit when you say sit, or even when you yell. And when you come home late at night and there's ice and snow, you have to go back out because the dumb dog has to go. Mother doesn't want a dog. Mother says they shed and always lets the strangers in and barks at friends instead. And do disgraceful things on the rugs and track mud on the floor and flop upon your bed at night and snore their doggy snore. Mother doesn't want a dog. She's making a mistake because more than a dog she doesn't want, I think, is a snake.
The meanest girl I've ever met is Mary Ellen White, and if a lion came along and ate her in one bite, I'd cry and cry and cry and cry, just to be polite.
Jennifer Jill has the brainiest of all brains in class. Jennifer Jill has the prettiest of all faces. Jennifer Jill has a real gold watch and 10 best friends and the leading role in the Christmas play. I'm glad Jennifer Jill still has braces.
In every race I've ever run, I'm number 2, Joe's number 1. There's awful things that I could do to make me want to make Joe too, but I won't even think of them.
Remember me. What will they say when I've gone away? He was handsome, he was fun, he shared his gum. He wasn't too smart or too dumb. Too dumb or too smart. What will they say when I've gone away? He was handsome, he was fun, he shared his gum, he wasn't too dumb or too smart. He played a good game of volleyball, or will they only say he stepped in the dog do at Jimmy Altman's party?
The tires on my bike are flat, the sky is grouchy gray. At least it sure feels like that since Hannah moved away. Chocolate ice cream tastes like prunes. December's come to stay. They've taken back the Mays and Junes since Hannah moved away. Flowers smell like halibut. Velvet feels like hay. Every handsome dog's a mutt since Hannah moved away. Nothing's fun to laugh about. Nothing's fun to play. They call me, but I won't come out since Hannah's moved away.
It's hard to say I'm sorry, although I'm feeling sorry. The S always sticks in my throat, and I made a big mistake would produce a bellyache. That might last till I was old enough to vote. Please forgive me sounds real good. I'd say it if I could. Between the forgive and the please, I would have to go to bed with a pounding in my head and a very shaky feelings in my knees. I was wrong. It seems oh so right, but it gives me such a fright that my was always turned into ain't. So I hope you'll take this rhyme as a way of saying I'm really sorry. Now excuse me while I faint.
Mending. A giant hand inside my chest stretches out and takes my heart within its mighty grasp and squeezes it till it breaks. A gentle hand inside my chest with mending tape and glue patches up my heart until it's almost good as new. I ought to know by now that broken hearts will heal again, but while I wait for glue and tape, the pain, the pain, the pain.